Hey guys, welcome back for another video. So this week has been crazy good for Bitcoin. We've seen a brand new all-time high. Well, went past the previous all-time high from back in 2017. We was up to, I think it was about 19,800 and something at one point. So very close to that 20,000 mark. But that is what we're going to be going over in this video, why I think Bitcoin is now well overdue a big pullback, and how we're going to see the alts ride through and actually start on their own little alt season. So right here, we're now looking at Bitcoin. It's on a daily chart. This is just regular candles, and you can see this really nice big bull run that we've been on, all the way from 10,000 all the way up to near 20,000. So it's like 10,000 in what is that even? That's from October through to December. So from October to December, we've doubled the price. We've gone up 10 grand for Bitcoin. Crazy. And I think it's about time that we're going to come back down. So I believe this up here is going to be a double top, and we're now going to be coming back down. Few reasons. I'm going to be going through all of them in this video, and they're all very good reasons. I'm sure you're going to find that by the end. So first of all, just looking at the sort of structure of the candles, you can see that yesterday's candle, although we did go up, we got that new all-time high. Yesterday then was followed by a candle where the wick actually came down lower than the previous wick. So the low for yesterday was lower than the previous day's low, and also the main body of the candle as well. It goes over 50% of the previous body's candle, which is pretty bearish. I'm sure you'd agree that is not looking a very strong candle for Bitcoin. I certainly wouldn't be looking to be buying that right now. So yeah, generally the candle's not looking particularly bullish, and if we have a look at the Heikin-Ashi as well, I think you're going to see a very similar story there, where it went up really strong, lots of big string of greens there, came down a little teeny tiny little dip down, back up for the second bit of what would be a double top, and now today not looking very strong at all. Back onto normal candles, and let's check out the MACD. So this one is very important. So MACD, basically, you can see here, it's sort of goes up and down, okay? And at every point where it crosses over, that's where you're going to be looking to either buy or sell. So if it crosses over from a low point where this fast goes over that one, that's where you want to be buying on the MACD, and you want to be selling it off when it crosses over and starts coming back down. So let's just have a look at where that is. So basically down here, so that would be this price. That's where you want to buy, and then sell off there, and then it's probably crossed over here again, so you'd actually buy back. Not much of a price difference, I'm sure you can see there. Selling off up here, and then buying back here, and holding all the way until just a few days ago. That was basically before we even hit the all-time high. That crossed over, and obviously that means that you should sell. Around about where I actually sold a lot of my Bitcoin was at that point here, just before it fell down, and I never actually bought back. I don't know if any of you guys did. You bought it back. I was just too lazy over the weekend. I decided not to bother. But I don't think I'm going to be in that bad of a situation, because I do think Bitcoin's going to continue down. The reason for that being is divergence. So on the MACD, you're looking for crossovers and divergence. Divergence is when the price action, the price is doing something different to what's going on the MACD. So here we had a high that was the same as this high here. That's great. And then we had an even higher high. Unfortunately, on the MACD, we're actually quite a bit lower. So the MACD is going down, the price is going up. That is called divergence, and that means that we're probably very likely going to be seeing a correction very soon. Also, if you take a look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, this one, a little bit different from the MACD. Basically, anything underneath this line here, under the 30, that's considered oversold. So that's where it's basically too cheap. And anything over here is very strong. So if you're on a strong bull trend, that's generally where it's gonna be, okay? So you don't really particularly want to be buying in at that point. Obviously, it's better if you buy down here. And as for where we are right now, during this whole sort of bull phase, we've been right up here, right in the sort of oversold position. So you really wanted to be buying down here, around where that crossover was on the MACD. This isn't particularly good. That's where you want to hold out, and when it crossed down below, that is your signal to sell. And that was basically exact same place as the crossover on the MACD. And although we've come higher and we hit a new all-time high, the strength, the relative strength index is showing that the price isn't actually that strong. So even though we came up again, it's not very strong. So very, very likely, as it's already showing here, it is starting to come down. I'm not convinced that this price where we are right now is very strong. I don't think it's going to be going up because of the MACD and the RSI and because of yesterday's candle. But why do I think it's going to be going all the way down to 12,000? Why is it not just going to dip just a little bit? Well, if we were to go back all the way back to 2017 and back beyond that if we can, you're going to see that Bitcoin during its bull phase does have very big pullbacks, and it's completely normal. So I think particularly as well, because we've got sort of Christmas and the new year coming up, there's going to be not so much trading activity, not so much bullishness in the market for Bitcoin, maybe people pulling out to buy presents or whatever. And obviously then all the way through to New Year, there's not going to be a lot of trading. But when we get into sort of January 1st, the first couple of weeks in January, there's going to be a lot of pent-up trading, this ready to explode onto the market. And you're going to see Bitcoin just fly up to maybe like 30,000 or beyond, and then probably also take another dip backwards too. So let's just take a little look back in time here on the charts. Go all the way back to 2017. Basically what I've done is gone from an all-time high, so this is way back in 2015. So we've gone up for a high, and then there's a big bold pullback of what you can see there is 36%. So it goes back 36% before going even higher. Then from that new high, we have a pullback, which is 41% before going higher again, comes back that time only 24%. And then it goes higher again, comes back 38%, and then goes up higher, gets another little peak, comes down 37%, goes up, comes down 34%, and all of these that you can see, basically I put these all into a spreadsheet, worked out an average. The average pullback that you're going to see from a big bullish move with Bitcoin is going to be a pullback of around about 36%. Now, of course, that doesn't mean 36% exactly. Doesn't mean that you can just take the top and then put buyback at 36%. Sometimes it doesn't make it that far back. Sometimes it only goes, like as you saw, 24% down before rallying and starting to move back higher. Sometimes it will go down 47%, in which case 36, you're kind of leaving a lot of money on the table there. So, you know, you do kind of have to go with the flow, go with the trend. But certainly you do want to be looking for a big pullback, you know, around the sort of 30% mark at least. However, recently, this little pullback, which we've recently seen here from the near top, actually was only, even if you come down to the absolute low there, was 16%. So we've only pulled back 16%, which is only about half what you should be looking to pull back. So if we actually move this up a bit, and we're going to look for a pullback of around about 36%, you're going to come in and around where the 120-day moving average is. And as I've always said before, that during the bull run, if we go back again, in fact, you can see it here, we come down, hit the 120-day moving average, this golden line there, that's the 120-day moving average. There again, you can see you've hit it. And then right back here in 2017, during the big bull run, you can see we came down, hit this 120-day moving average. Again, came back down, hit the 120-day moving average. Again, came back down, hit this 120-day moving average right there. And again, right here. So every single time it goes up and back down here to the 120-day moving average, and then also hits it on the top side as well. So coming up and then gets beaten back down by this 120-day moving average. Very, very important for Bitcoin. And it is around about 36% down from the all-time high. So 36% down, pretty much there. You can see that's 35.97, and there is the 120-day moving average waiting, ready to be support once again. But what we've also got, as if that wasn't enough, If you scroll back a bit here, you can see all of these tops. So this is the support level, which is going to form a very, very strong top. So we could probably just bring in a little line there, and that line is at 11,997, so around about the 12,000 mark. That, in my opinion, would be the absolute bottom. If it went down that far, that would be a fantastic place to get in. I don't necessarily think it's going to be dropping all the way down that low, maybe just about this far, just about there. And yeah, so certainly somewhere in that type of region, from the 120-day moving average down to the 12,000 mark, there is going to be an awful lot of resistance around there, and that would be a great place, down about 36%. And just recently, I'm not sure if you've seen it, I did post this little bit of technical analysis there for everybody over on Twitter and Telegram, etc., just explaining my thoughts on the market. Very sophisticated, I'm sure you'll agree. Basically, that is exactly what I see Bitcoin doing. So this is probably really, that says the 14th, 10th of December, probably coming down and won't be coming up until the new year. So probably not going to break higher till the new year. But that's it. Those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. I do hope that you've agreed and enjoyed. And even if you haven't, please do let me know down below in the comments whether you're bullish on Bitcoin or bearish, just so that we can get a gauge as to, you know, just where everybody is at. As you can see right now, I'm pretty bearish on Bitcoin. It's been a great run. I was very, very lucky, since I bought my Bitcoin quite some time ago, earlier in the year, when it was very, very cheap. So that was good. And now, as we see Bitcoin take a sort of a step back, I think we're going to see these altcoins really start to rally and start to come back up, because we know that they're desperate to get off the ground. They've been beaten down really, really, really hard. And yeah, they're just really eager to get started there. Them alts are so low right now. So really great time to be putting some money in alts. Bitcoin, very much overdone. I wouldn't want to be putting money into Bitcoin. So for me, it's all about the alts right now. That's it for today, and I shall see you again in the next video.